You're watching ABC 36 on your side. Good day, Kentucky.
Welcome back, friends. Well, losing a child is a loss like no other, but losing a child and having no explanation as to why they died, it's unimaginable. According to the Sudden Unexplained Death in Childhood Foundation, SUDC is a category of death in children ages 1 to 18 that is unexplained even after autopsy. ABC 36's Miranda Combs shares the story of a Georgetown woman who experienced this very tragedy.
Not much has moved in this room.
His laundry's still in his basket.
And clothes she was sorting through because her boy was getting bigger. The diapers on the changing table she just picked up from the store the day before. The toys piled. This room is where she can let go.
Sometimes I come in here and I just sit and cry.
Brittany Coyle experienced something only about 400 other mothers experience in the U.S. Sudden unexplained death in childhood is a terrible title given to kids ages 1 to 18 that die for no reason. How would a mother deal with that?
I have analyzed everything, like what did I miss? What could we have done differently?
Her doctor says nothing could have been done. An autopsy revealed a healthy, almost 2-year-old boy.
It's scary to tell people about because you don't want to scare them, but at the same time, I want to raise awareness. I want people to know that this does happen so that we can try to find out why.
Sullivan, or Sully, Brittany thought was just sleeping in on December 10th of last year.
Finally, I did start to get concerned that he wasn't up yet, so I went and checked on him, and that's when I found him.
Her 2 other children had followed her in the room.
So my parents live close. They came over and got him, and when they came back, we told him, you know, Sully's not here with us anymore. He's gone to be with me, Ma. He's in heaven. We really miss him a lot, and it's been hard for them.
Pictures cover the walls. Brittany says they help, and so did a certain bird one December night before Christmas.
And a cardinal flew in and just flew back and forth between the Christmas trees and landed on his picture. So that was wild.
Answered prayers and hope for answers for Sully. In Georgetown, Miranda Combs, ABC 36 on your side.
Thanks to Miranda for that story. Well, Dr. Caitlin Innings is joining us this morning, as she does every Thursday, to talk about health in children. So again, it is sudden unexplained death in childhood, or SUDC. Dr. Innings, great to see you as always this morning. So let's talk about this, because I mean, truly, it's something so hard for anyone to wrap around, the unexplained part, even after autopsy.
Even after autopsy.
Okay, so tell us a little more about this.
It is relatively rare, and I think the bigger issue is that it's just not well known. You know, everyone knows about SIDS. We have all this research going into SIDS and how to prevent it, and then you hear about, you know, death in kids 1 through 18, and you're like, and there was no explanation. Like, how do we not know more about this? And it is, I mean, one of the leading causes of death in children 1 through 4.
Yeah.
I mean, it's top 5 when you're talking about, you know, out of all the causes of death for that age range, it's in the top 5. So it's something that we do need to know about. It's something, of course, like Brittany was saying, we don't want to scare people, but if you're one of those people, heaven forbid, that your child were to pass and they were like, we don't have an explanation, or sometimes they'll say like, well, we found this on autopsy, but it doesn't really explain how it happened. We need to let these families know that there are resources. There's this Sudden Unexplained Childhood Death Foundation, and there's other genetic tests that they can do. So that's kind of an important thing for families to know, that even though the autopsy is done, asking them to save tissue so that we can send that off. There's different foundations. A big research foundation in Boston, Boston Children's, called the Roberts Foundation, that really is focusing on trying to better stratify, like, what is it that causes it. And a lot of times, now that this has become more of a awareness campaign, you know, 20% of those cases, they have been able to find a reason in the genes for it. So it is, like I said, just a very underfunded, researched area in pediatrics, but it's something that, you know, it's so brave for Brittany to come on there and talk about Sweet Sully.
I know.
It is very raw and still very, you know, new for that family, and for her to want to raise awareness is really important. And it is Sudden Unexplained Childhood Death Month as well. The month of March is.
Yes. And so, yeah, you know, our hearts go out to their family, because it was just a few months ago that Precious Sully passed away, and so they're still dealing with it, the loss. But yeah, like you said, I mean, the bravery and the courage and just the kindness for her and their family to be able to speak out and share awareness, because, yeah, awareness that this could happen. You know, you don't want to use the word prevention, because, I mean, how...
Right, it's not, at this point, preventable, but is there something that we could be doing and learning more about? Just like with SIDS, you know, we learned back to sleep. If you put babies on their back, they're less likely to get into that deep sleep where they might pass away because they stop breathing. You know, is there other things that we can be learning that might prevent this tragedy for other families in the future? It's really important for those families also to kind of get closure on, you know, if they have other children, is there something they need to be looking out with their other children for? And so, like I said, it is more common in ages 1 to 4. About 60% of cases happen in that age range. But there's also this weird bimodal peak where it's actually 25% happens in teenagers.
I know, when you think child, you think that younger age group, but that's what's startling too, that it says between 1 and 18 years of age, and you're seeing, in teenagers, and that's, I mean, it's just unimaginable. But yeah, like you said, the important thing too about this awareness is resources for families that unfortunately do have to face this tragedy. There is support out there. There are resources that can help you understand this. But yeah, so Sudden Unexplained Death in Children Month, raising awareness about this, and thank you to that Precious family in Georgetown. Our hearts go out to them for Sully's loss. Dr. Caitlin, thank you for joining us.